Runway awareness. Okay. Feet.
And welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Wrong Side Simulations, bringing the best content to the wrong side of the airplane, the right seat. And as always, my name is Blake, and I'm a real-world flight dispatcher and bringing a little more context to your flight sim viewing experience. And today, I am bringing y'all one of the coolest liveries, more so its features I've ever seen, included with a livery. This is made by Silky Smooth over on FS20. You can pick it up yourself. I believe the features are quite a new thing to their liveries, so I do believe they're going to be updating all of their deliveries or liveries with all of these features or features similar to this. So it'll be pretty cool. Other thing we're going to be looking at today is I picked up the PU Air Korea. It's like condensed overhead panel, more or less a light panel with some other capabilities. Found it extremely useful, so we'll be taking a look at that as well. And we're just going to make a quick little hop from Vegas over to San Diego. Just wanted to show off this livery. I flew it a little bit last night and really enjoyed it. It's got some cool stuff that we'll be looking at. And then if we have time, we'll jump in the separate stream. We're going to jump into the 777-200 and fly out of the new Seattle and take a look at that airport. I have not flown the 777-200 at all. Other than I jumped in, took a look around, set up some views real quick, and that's all I've done. In fact, that was in 2024. So we might get to that. That's what I'd like to do. Crystal is out wedding dress shopping with her mom. I wanted to start this a lot earlier, but her mom and I got to talking, and so now I may not have time for the 777 stream, but we'll see. So that is the plan for today. Now, as always, first things first, huge shout out to all of the channel members. That's going to be Mickety Mike, Josh Sioux Falls, Tyler Rocks, Bo Sugar 73, RFB Aviation, Major Mark, Rev, Alvin O'Neill, Gray Eagle Sim Pilot, Dustin. Why is this not moving? This thing's irritating. It's for like months now inside of YouTube, and I try to scroll down on the memberships, it just like pops back up to the top. So Dustin, David Isaac, Wes Burson, AJJ, Hillbilly Gypsy, Captain Nate, D-Champ Kyle, Lewis, Image Seeker, Marco Girardi, and the one and only, the lovely, the myth, the legend, Callie Simmer. Huge shout out to all those guys. Thank you all so much for the continued support. And over to the chat, we've got Callie Simmer in the house. Great to see you, my dear. FO Pilot Death, yo, what's going on, man? Great to see you. Hope you're doing well. And Plain Nuts, Holy Flying Minions, yes, sir. So, if y'all have never seen this before, this is actually based off of a real, concept. At Spirit, we do have a captain who has his own Minions sunshades, and he will pop them into the airplane during pre-flight, and it looks just like that. So that's kind of the idea where this came from. So that's what we're gonna be. It's part of what we're gonna be looking at today. All right. So we're gonna jump in. I'm gonna get to try to move this thing quick so we can get to a 777 stream. Although I'm sure y'all are probably a bit burned out on 777s by now, because you know how the thing goes when it's a new airplane. Everybody and their mama be streaming it. So whatever. All right, let's jump on in. Everything, as y'all saw, is set up on the overhead, center pedestal, all that good stuff. So we'll just go straight into setting up the McDo. Now, if you're paying close attention, you'll see that there is something new here. If y'all can figure it out, let me know. And for the meantime, we'll go into our second camera, and I'm going to start programming Actually, tell you what, let's go into this camera instead. There you go. That way y'all can see things. Now, if you can see in this view what is new, you can point it out. We'll go ATSU AOC menu, flight inits, initialize data request. And then I'm gonna pop the ATSU side over on the captain's side so I can pull up weather. I'm gonna go ahead and request Vegas as well as San Diego. And then we'll come back to that here shortly. Alright, IRS monitor, make sure that we are aligning, and we are. GPS monitor, I'm going to cross check this with what's on the release. So on the release we got reference point of north 3604 west of 11509, 3605 and 11509. Perfect. Data AC status, we are current init, and we'll do our initialize request. There we go, and we are Spirit Wings 121, I believe. Yep, Spirit Wings 121. Flying cost index of 50. We'll be cruising at 26,000 feet. Temperature up there is -34. Ground temp here in Vegas, ECAM says 27. Pretty damn warm. Triple pause, 39,300 feet. My man, Captain Shaku Oatmeal, what's up, dude? Alright, tropes in there. Vegas departing. Should be off of 26 right. And we're going to be on the Raider to departure. Level transition. Insert that. San Diego arrival. I am planning the RNAV Zulu runway 27. And then on the star states, let's see, I'm looking on track 239 to Lindy. And then from Lindy, where to go? Yeah, expect the RNAV GPS runway 27. Cool. So on 27, we got Lindy there, so we'll go ahead and throw that in. And the approach via Lindy. And then on the arrival, it's the lucky one. Alright, so we've got the flight plan in. Let's go secondary. This is going to be our engine fail procedure. And we'll be off of Klas. Come back to Klas. 121. 50. And then we're going to pull up our engine fail procedure. See if there's any altitudes. Reaching 59, so we'll do 6,000. 27. And then, I don't remember. Trip cost was 39.3. Alright, secondary flight plan. God damn it. I hate it when I do that. Secondary flight plan. Vegas, 26 right. We're going to do no SID. Then we're going to enter our custom waypoints. So 4,000 feet, climb at V2 via runway heading. Runway heading is 259. Let's see, at DME 3.8 off the lost VOR. Right turn 035. So we're going to do loss slash 259, which is runway heading, and then the 3.8. Alright, so there's our first waypoint. That's going to be this little area here. And then from there, reaching 3200 level off accelerate green dot, continuing climb at DME 13.0 off lost VOR. Right turn heading 100. Next we need to do PBD01. Slash 035 slash 13. And then PBD02 slash 100. And we'll just throw, 'cause from there it doesn't really give you miles after that turn, so we'll just do 5 miles. There we go. And then we'll come back runway 26 left. So we're going to want not Yankee, I want Zulu. No star and no via. From there, throw in the weather for Vegas. So I pulled it up on the other McDo. Wind 090 at 7 knots. So it'd be a tailwind. Yeah, so we kind of need to go off at 8. And then the temperature is 28. Altimeter 2983. Barrow on the approach. $24.50. We're going to hard tune the Las Vegas VOR since it's part of the engine fail procedure. And then we're going to uplink our winds. While it's doing that, let's get our clearance, 18.0. Now I'm just going to have El Capitan do all the radio work for me today.
Then is filed. Climb via side. Departure frequency 125.9er. Squawk tree 66.
Cleared to San Diego. Raider 2 departure, Lavelle transition, then is filed. Climb via SID. Departure frequency 125.9er. Squawk 3366. Spirit Wings 121.
Spirit Wings 121, read back correct. Contact ground 121.1 when ready for push or start.
We'll contact ground 121.1 when ready for pushback or engine start. Spirit Wings 121. Thanks.
Eagle, how's it going, my friend? Welcome, welcome. Great to see you, dude. Oh, just enjoying the show. Well, I'm glad to provide the show, my friend. I remember when we did this flight in a shared. I was in the jump seat.
17, runway 8, left taxi via Bravo, 6 Golf Delta.
It's kind of funny because I actually don't remember. We've done too many of them for me to remember. Also, I have, you know, CRS, as my coffee mug says.
Southwest.
Marco, my friend, how's it going, dude? Great to see you, man. It's been a hot minute. Hope you're doing good. I never do the secondary flight plan, which I know I should. So if engine failure, guess the Paxton and I are screwed. I'm a bad pilot. Well, if you ever need to learn, I can teach you some things. It's quite easy once you once you do it a couple times. Alright, planned zero fuel weight's going to be 141.1 with a standard CG of 30. And then I'm going to go ahead and tell the airplane to start boarding. Taxi fuel is 0.6. Route reserve is 0. And then it's going to be 45-minute reserve. And so now what I'm about to show y'all is this little thing that you can do in the Airbus. Apparently not all pilots do it. Jump seated up to Detroit the other day, and Captain and I were talking about this. He was telling me that not all pilots do this, but it's a good thing to do. So once you put in your planned zero fuel weight and your fuel figures, you want to hit fuel planning. Now this is also something that V1 showed me, so I was already aware of this. But it's good practice, because if you have any discontinuities in your flight plan, like an overfly fix, then the McDo is going to calculate that as 50 miles, and it's going to add 50 miles of burn to what it's going to show. But it won't do so in this fuel planning. In the fuel planning, it's going to do A to B on the route that you've selected. So what you really want to do is you want to make sure. Now hang on a minute. So, all right, so now we do have a discrepancy. I think I know why. So I've got LAX in here as an alternate, but in the fuel prediction we didn't put alternate fuel, and so it's given it 8,100 pounds, or it's negative 8,100 pounds, is not right. So our alternate burn to LAX is 2.7.
Contact Las Vegas Tower 119.9er.
So throw that in. Wonder if I can clear that. Yep. Now we'll do. So we got taxi, route reserve 0, alternate 2.7, and reserve fuel 45. Fuel planning. We'll see what it says. So the reason why I did that, and that's a real life example right there as to why you do it. It was saying my block fuel needed to be at least 20,000 something pounds, right? But on my release, I've got 15.6. So the main thing is you need this number in the McDo to be smaller than what is on your release. So then you know you've got enough fuel. If that number is larger than what your block fuel is on your release, you don't have enough fuel or something's wrong. In that case, we had an issue with the alternate fuel. It was given like 8,000 pounds for the alternate burn, which is incredibly excessive. Once we corrected that and put that in, we were good. So this says need a block fuel of 11,000. Release says 15.6, so we know we're good. So we'll drop in 15.6. Uh-oh. Little rubber thing got stuck in there. I dropped it in the block fuel, and we're good there. We'll skip perf, come back over to prog page. I'm going to do Klas 26 left. Now,
Spirit wings for 09er,
it sounds like they're going to be departing off of 8 left instead of the 2 6s as SimBrief planned me on. So let's go make that change. 8 left, and that means we're also going to have to change it in the mist, or in the engine fail procedure. So we're on the Raider 2, level transition, insert. Secondary, I'm going to delete this, copy active, and that's
Delta
Klas.
1574, Las Vegas ground, pushback approved, face south.
Alright, secondary flight plan. Departure off of 8 left, and now I need to come back to here and find the departures for 8 left. So there's the ones. 8 left. We need to find Raider. And we actually may not have one because there's not really any terrain for the most part. But it wouldn't make sense to me that we have 8 left and right on different departure procedures.
250, Las Vegas ground, pushback approved, face southeast.
Oh, here it is. It's kind of cut off. Okay. So now let's throw this in here. So no SID. And it says climb via runway heading and maneuver to intercept Las Vegas radial 076 outbound. Or climb via 08 left ILOS.
United 2220, runway 8 left taxi via Charlie
That'd be
5,
easiest. So let's
Bravo,
go
Bravo 4, Bravo
Klas
5, Bravo 6, Golf Delta.
08 left. Alright, and then from there, reach that turn level, auxiliary green dot, continue climb. Jimmy 12.7. Turn left, heading 050. So left 079. 12.7. Where did it go? Ah, it is. PBD 04, because it still has the other waypoints that we had built saved in the database. PBD 04 slash, gonna make a turn to 050. And then we'll just throw, say,
Southwest
5
250,
miles.
runway 8 left taxi via Bravo 6, Bravo, Bravo 7 Delta.
Why'd you do that? I guess it needs to go on the next
Spirit
discon.
wings for 09er. Contact Las Vegas Tower 119er. Point 9er, have a good one.
Alright. So let's check this out on the nav display. Go plan. And then you can kind of see it there on the left. And there's that turn. I'm just swing back around and come back. Alright, so let's finish it up. Secondary, Vegas, arrival. See what we have in here for 8 left. We got a VOR approach, RNAV. With the RNAV 8 right, and it's an RMP, which is what I would prefer. Or we could take a crosswind on the 19s, because that engine fail procedure is going to put us in a pretty good spot for the 19s. So let's say if we did 19 left instead.
American 1665, Las Vegas ground, pushback approved, face northwest.
Where's that, Zulu? None left. Cool. Get rid of these two. Done. Yeah, perfect. So that inch of fail will kind of put us out in this general vicinity, so then we can just join up and come right back. Say no star. No
Spirit
via.
wings 430, Las Vegas ground, pushback approved, face southwest.
Alright, put the weather back in, 0907. Temperature is 28. 2983. Barrel on the approach.
Delta 1574,
2471.
contact Las Vegas Tower 119er.9er.
Cool.
United 2220, contact Las Vegas Tower 119er.9er. American 1665, runway 8 left taxi via Charlie Golf Bravo Delta.
All right, let's see how many we got on board. 146 to 156. We'll get that APU fired up. And now this is where some of that extra functionality comes in on this PU Air Korea little panel. So there's two buttons over here on the left side. So one is APU master switch, the other one is APU start. So we'll hit the start. And then I've also got there's two rotary knobs, but they're also push buttons. So I've got the first one for the APU bleed, and the second one is for ground power or external power. We also have got all your typical lights. We've also got seatbelt signs, so we'll get that seatbelt sign on. And then I also have no smoking, but along with no smoking, the emergency exit light, so I can, because typically these two you're not going to touch during the flight, right? Other than at the beginning or at the end of a flight. So I can do both of those in one clean switch.
1966, gate Delta 10,
just kind of make things flow a little bit faster.
Hold short runway 1 right.
All right, APU is available.
Southwest 37.
We'll go ahead and get that engine bleed on, and I can disconnect ground power. Oh. We'll get that logbook up there for the captain to check. And just waiting on the final bags to get loaded, and we'll be on our way. Josh, how's it going, my friend? Great to see you, dude. And Wes, welcome. Hope y'all are doing well. It's been way too long since I've seen y'all's names. And by that I mean way too long since I've streamed. Nothing like hopping on my computer and seeing two people streaming at the same time. Who's the other one? D1? Well, so Beyond ATC says this ground frequency they gave me is for 1 left, 26, 1 left, 1 right, 26 left, 26 right. I'm gonna be pissed if they give me. Definitely can't give me the 26s because they're departing on 8s, but they could give me 1 left. And where are my passengers?
American 1966, cross runway 1, right at Sierra. Continue taxi via Sierra, Delta,
That's
Zulu, Alpha 7. Hold short runway 8 left. Delta 2534, Las Vegas ground, pushback approved.
Yeah, I figured so. I saw he was streaming. Something else we can do while we're waiting on those bags. We can go ahead and enter our weather for San Diego.
Left taxi via Charlie, Golf, Bravo, Delta.
Winds 230 at 8. It's also gusting to 17. Temperature 17. And altimeter 3000.
American 2953, Las Vegas ground, pushback and engine start approved. Face southeast.
Minimum's going to be 624.
American 1665, contact Las Vegas Tower 119.9er. Have a good one. Delta 1593, runway 8, left taxi via Charlie, Golf,
there we go.
Bravo, Delta. Southwest 1477, gate Charlie 21 taxi via Mike, Echo Sierra. Hold short runway 1 right.
Alright, got our load sheet. 0 fuel weight's 142.0, so we're a little bit heavier than planned. And our 0 fuel weight CG is 25.8. And then our Mach tow is 25.3.
Delta 2534, runway 8 left taxi via Charlie 5, Bravo, Bravo 4, Bravo 5, Bravo 6, Golf, Delta.
Get our takeoff perf.
Spirit Wings 430, contact Las Vegas Tower 119.9er.
Parting off 8 left, dry, flat config, optimal, force toga, no, anti-ice off, packs on.
WestJet 1399, Las Vegas ground,
So looks
pushback
good,
and
calculate.
engine start approved. Face southeast.
It's going to be flaps 2 up 0.8 with a flex temp of 50 degrees. Engine out, acceleration, climb altitude is 3660. Thrust reduction acceleration, climb altitude 3660 as well. V speed 34, 54, 54. Oh, that looks like it carried over. It did. Looks good. All right.
American 2953, runway 8 left taxi via Charlie 3, Bravo, Delta.
Check that out. Alrighty, so for
American 2953,
departure brief,
for company traffic. I'll call you back.
it's going to be a right seat takeoff. Aircraft types of 321 for tail strike avoidance with no MELs and no CDLs. So we have checked the logbook.
Right at Sierra. Continue taxi
Going to
via
push
Sierra,
back,
Golf, Bravo 6.
nose probably to the west. And we expect a taxi over to
American 1966, cross runway 8 left at Alpha 7. Continue taxi via
over to 8
Alpha
left.
7, Alpha 3.
We got no hot
Hold short
spots.
Runway 8 left.
I'm trying to figure out how are they going to do this.
Southwest 3735, contact Las Vegas Tower 119.9er. Have a good day.
Make more sense to go Bravo. Anyways, it's going to have a couple runways to cross, possibly a hot spot. Weather's no factor, terrain's a factor, so we got up on the nav display. Standard abort procedures, below 80 knots, my decision. Above 80 knots, high speed regime. I'm going to abort for engine fire, engine fail, level, wind shear, anything that misses. Feel like the aircraft's unsafe for takeoff. At V1, we're going to go flying for pop an engine or engine fail procedure. Is in the secondary. We'll fly runway heading for 12 miles. And then make a left turn to a heading of 050 and we'll come back to runway 19 left on the Zulu RNAV arrival or RNAV approach. If we have to come back, we'll be under max landing weight. If all goes as planned, we're going to fly the Raider 2 departure up to 19,000 feet. And we're squawking 3366.
Delta 1593,
Cockpit prep, maintenance log and tails on board check, gear pins covers are removed, seatbelt signs are on, ADIRs are in nav, fuel, release says we need to have 15.6 and we've got 15.6 on board. Altimeters 2983 set and EFB is checked. Cockpit prep is complete. Put that door shut. We'll pull all of those. Get that up out the way. Ground power is disconnected, and we can go beacon on. Alright, before start, checklist. Windows, doors, and slides closed and armed. Beacons on. Thrust levers idle. Parking brakes on. Transponder is in auto. Before start's complete.
United 2487, Las Vegas ground, pushback and engine start approved. Face southwest.
Doing well. Landing in Dallas. Nice. I was actually thinking about doing a little flying into Dallas. It's the new Dallas scenery. I thought about doing Dallas to Seattle 777 for the next stream, but that might take a little too long versus the time that I have. Pretty cool if UMV wanted to share a copy. Man, I know it would be very dope. I've talked about it many times, but every time I hit him up to do it, never get a response. He's probably too afraid I'm gonna start cussing like crazy on stream.
Delta 1701, Las Vegas ground, pushback and engine start approved. Face south.
Spirit Wings 121 at Gate Alpha 10, request pushback.
Spirit Wings 121, Las Vegas ground, pushback approved, face southwest.
Pushback and engine start approved, face southwest, Spirit Wings 121.
All right.
Southwest 3123, Las Vegas ground.
Let's rock and down roll. All right, brakes release, clear to push. Push straight back.
American 2953, continue taxi. Southwest 1937, Las Vegas ground, pushback and engine start approved, face south. WestJet 1399, continue taxi. United 2487, runway 8 left taxi via Charlie 5, Bravo, Bravo 4, Bravo 5, Bravo 6, Golf, Delta. Delta 1701, runway 8 left taxi via Charlie, Golf, Bravo, Delta.
I'm telling you, the cinematics in Chase Plane, it knows when GSX is doing its shit. Because I've always noticed that when GSX is doing something, and I first go into cinematics, it goes into a view that would highlight what GSX is doing.
Bravo, Bravo 7, Delta.
Guess we'll 2-engine it out.
United 2487, hold position for traffic. I'll call you back. United 2487, continue taxi.
Well, it's going to show us the pin, and we're going to flash the lights at them.
Runway 8 left taxi via
Let
Bravo,
them know we got
Bravo
the
6,
signal.
Golf, Delta.
We'll say, we'll see you later, man.
WestJet 1399, hold position for traffic. I'll call you back. American 2953, hold position for traffic. I'll call you back. WestJet 1399, continue taxi.
And on the go, uh-oh. Don't mess up the go around for
continue taxi.
sending messages in the chat. Alright, got a good start.
Southwest 3874, Las
To
Vegas
up
ground.
0.1.
Pushback and engine start approved.
0.8.
Face southeast.
And then using my little PU Air Korea thingamajig. I'll kill that stuff. Alright, after start, checklist. Anti-ice is off, yellow pump off, rotor trim 0. After start checklist is complete.
Spirit Wings 121, request taxi.
Spirit Wings 121, runway 8 left taxi via Golf, Bravo, Delta.
Runway 8 left taxi via Golf, Bravo, Delta, Spirit Wings 121.
American 2953, hold position for traffic. I'll call you back. Southwest 3123, contact Las Vegas Tower 119.9er.
Golf Bravo Delta.
American 2953, continue taxi. Southwest 1937, contact Las Vegas Tower 119er.9er. Southwest 3874, runway 8 left taxi via Charlie Golf Bravo Delta.
Alright, brake check.
Delta 1701.
Pressure
contact
0.
Las Vegas Tower 119er.9er.
Alright, gross weight's 157.4. Flaps config 2, fuel 15.4. V1's 134, V2's 154, up to 19,000. Off of 8 left. V speed's 34, 54, 54. And we're going to be on the Raider 2 departure. First fix of flare. Flight controls check. Full up. Full down. Neutral. Full left. Full right. Neutral. Rudder.
United
Full left.
2487, contact
Full
Las
right.
Vegas Tower 119er.9er.
Flight controls
Have a
checks
good day.
complete. Alright, gross weight comparisons complete. Pitch trim 25.3%, CG set, V1, VR, V2 flex, 34, 54, 54 flex, 50, flaps config 2. Flight controls are checked. ECAM MO, takeoff all green, ECAM status is checked. Predicted wind shears on auto, TCAS code set, TAR, cabin cruise advised, mini brief is complete. Got us a nice little line. This guy, how's it going, man? Didn't know you were even here, but good to see you as well, my friend. Good to see you as well. Hope everybody's having a beautiful Saturday afternoon.
WestJet 1399, contact Las Vegas Tower 119er.9er.
I forgot half my traffic doesn't even have like their gear down. I gotta rerun the AIG thingamajig to fix that, which takes some time. So the Delta doesn't have gear down, the American doesn't have gear down. Oh yeah, they do. Disregard. Guess it's just a little too far away for it to render the landing gear. Guys, we have 12 watching with 6 likes. If we can get that up to 12 likes, I will pull a V1 and we'll go full toga. If not, it's going to be a long takeoff roll. But again, guys, I am big time digging the PU Air Korea little condensed overhead panel, whatever they call it.
Southwest 3874, contact Las Vegas Tower 119er.9er. CU.
Really adds a good bit of functionality through MobiFlight. And one of my favorite things that I have set is I've got all of the screens, the screen brightness assigned to one of the rotary knobs, and then all the integral lighting and flood lighting assigned to another knob, because as you know, there are 6 different knobs for each screen, or 6 knobs for all 6 screens, right? And to brighten and dim all of them individually is a pain in the ass, so I can just reach up and do all of them at one time with one rotary knob. Same with the integral lighting.
WestJet 1399, number 1 for departure. Hold short of 08 left.
They just changed controllers. This Southwest guy, man, he's taxing a little goofy.
American 2953, contact Las Vegas departure. United 2487, Las Vegas Tower, wind 080 at 7, our nav to flare, runway 8 left, cleared for takeoff.
God, I love chase plane, man. It's just now we can really enjoy
WestJet 1399, runway 08 left.
enjoy the airplane in the sim now. Oh, and I see 10 viewers with 10 likes. So we'll be a max. We'll do a toga takeoff. Y'all got her done. You know, that was always like one of my biggest complaints with Flight Sim, Microsoft Flight Sim. We got these beautiful airplanes, but yet you can't really, you couldn't really enjoy them in external views. Because if you did drone camera, you had to like give up control of the airplane and toggle control, and then you know, then you just have the regular old spot view.
United 2487,
but now,
Las Vegas departure.
Now we're looking good. All right, lineup checklist. Take off runway 8 left, full length confirmed inside and outside.
080 at 7. Fly runway heading. Runway 8 left.
Min required takeoff fuel is 13.9. We've got 15.2 on board. Engine mode selector is normal. Lead packs are set.
Runway 08 left. Line up and wait.
And I definitely hope it didn't want me to go all the way. That's pretty much the end. Don't want it to go to like the end of the threshold.
Las Vegas departure, see you. Southwest 3874, Las Vegas Tower, 1080 at 7, our nav to flare, runway 8 left, cleared for takeoff.
Spirit Wings 121 holding short, runway 8 left.
Spirit Wings 121, runway 08 left, line up and wait.
Runway 08 left, line up and wait, Spirit Wings 121.
Alright, clear on the approach. Clear left down the runway.
Approaching 08 left. On runway 08 left.
Southwest 3874, contact Las Vegas departure. Spirit Wings 121, Las Vegas Tower, wind variable. Our nav to flare, runway 8 left, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 8 left, our nav to flare, cleared for takeoff, Spirit Wings 121.
All aircraft be advised, information uniform now current. Altimeter 2980.
Manitoga SRS out of thrust blue. Head notch thrust set. 100. V1. Row titty. The rate gear up. Nav.
Spirit Wings 121, contact Las Vegas departure. Have a good day.
Contact Las Vegas departure, Spirit Wings 121. Have a good day. Las Vegas departure, Spirit Wings 121, climbing via Radar 2 for 1,000 feet.
Thrust climb.
Spirit Wings 121, Las Vegas departure, radar contact. Spirit Wings 430, contact Los Angeles Center 24625.
Damn dogs. We've got Crystal's brother's dog here, and every time he sees a cat outside, he goes nuts. Flaps 1, speed checks, flaps 1. And flaps 0, speed checks, flap 0. After takeoff. Landing gear's up, flaps retracted, and APU is off. After takeoff complete. Love that checklist. Spirit Wings, that's right. CFI, my man, how's it going, brother? Dude, I'm glad that you got one of these the PU Air Korea things sent to you. Because if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't know about it, and I wouldn't have bought it. And I am absolutely loving it. Tyler Rocks, how's it going, dude? Good to see you. Playnut said light 'em up. Damn right. Playnuts, how's it going, man? Hope you are doing well. Hope everybody's doing well. It's great to see all y'all. Work's been really busy as always. So getting the stream has not been something I've been able to do much of lately. Yeah, I think I read your Discord messages. You told me that you got the job. And I think the last I'd asked was what airport. You said your home airport, but I don't know what airport that was. But yeah, man, that's step number one. Start building some experience, build relationships, do a little networking, and go from there. Saw an airplane down here. And he's right. See his lights, like right down here. Just wondering who and what that was. Colorado Springs, awesome. yeah, so you know, man, play your cards right. Might be able to get on.
2680 Las Vegas departure, radar
Might be able to get on with
contact.
Southwest.
Digit 2.
You know, start building you some experience. You know where you're at, but keep your eye out. Say for Southwest, like ramp or above wing, and you know, just keep doing that kind of thing, and more doors will open for you. Southwest rampers get paid pretty well compared to pretty much anybody else that pays rampers. I think the runway is bugged beyond ATC. Second go. Oh, that might be. Did they tell you to go around? Play nuts. Did you got you a new house? I think I may have already known that, but nonetheless, man, it's epic. It's such a hard thing to do these days.
Delta 1701, contact Los Angeles Center 124.2.
Having solar fields back here.
Southwest 9012, Las Vegas departure. Good day, radar contact.
Yeah, 17 an hour is not bad at all, man. When I first started the ramp, in fact, when I worked above and below wing, I did literally everything there was you could possibly do.
Contact Los Angeles Center 124.625. Have a good one.
I started at $8 an hour,
625, Spirit Wings 121.
and then I ended at $12.50 an hour as a supervisor. Now this is like 15 years ago.
Via Raider 2, 16,800.
Spirit Wings 121, Los Angeles Center. Climb and maintain flight level 260.
But yeah, even though it's not bad, Southwest
Flight level 260,
pays a lot
Spirit Wings
more.
121.
And on top of that, if you're a part-time employee, if you work more than 20 hours a week, you get double time. Or not double time, but overtime. Nobody else does that. Nobody. Relatively smooth ride thus far. We'll go see about signs off. But yeah, nobody else is going to pay you overtime for working more than 20 hours. They'll only pay you overtime if you work more than 40 hours. But Southwest, unless that's something that Southwest changed, they've been going through a lot of changes lately. But when I was working TDY at Dallas Love Field, I got to know a bunch of Southwest folks, and they were telling me that, like, they had a couple guys who were making over 6 figures solely just working the ramp full time for Southwest by working overtime. Ah, they told you. Interesting. Sounds a lot like my last stream when I flew 737 into Dallas Love. Except I lined up on the wrong runway on approach, and I executed the go around at like 300 feet. It was quite funny.
Southwest 3704, Los Angeles Center. Radar contact.
So Southwest is the hardest to get into an airport because they don't have. Yeah, and so that's the thing. If people aren't leaving, you know it's good. If people are leaving, it's not great. It kind of speaks for itself, but nonetheless, you know, keep whacking away at it. And if there's any other nearby airports that you can move to, like Denver, Grand Junction, wherever, you know, it would be in your interest to do it. But I worked the ramp. Well, I worked everything from 19 years old until 24 years old, and then dipped out.
United 2372, Los Angeles Center. Radar contact.
Alright, it's going to be a short flight, so let's go ahead and get everything set up for the arrival. Go through our top hat flow. So we're going to put in Ksan 27. 5-mile radius is what I like. You know what? We might do a little bit more. Let's do 7 because I believe it's a non-standard glide path. Rad nav, we'll clear out Vegas. Throw sand in there. Okay, maybe not. Yeah, I don't think there's any nav aids. So, no big deal. Proc page, Ksan 27. Perf page, next, next, and next. So we got the previous weather in there, so we'll check and get a weather update.
1466. Contact Los Angeles Center. 132.3. Take care.
Alright, so winds are variable at 5 knots. We're going to throw calm in there.
547, Los Angeles Center, radar contact.
Temperature 17. And then 2999.
487, Los Angeles Center, expect Angel 4. Runway 25 left.
From there, let's go fuel prediction page. We've got our alternate burn to 2.7 plus 4,200 pounds of extra fuel. That's quite an underburn. So I planned 30 minutes of
United
extra fuel.
373 Tango. Contact Las Vegas, approach 125.
And then secondary, we can delete that. We'll copy active, and in the weird situation that we needed to, we can come around to ILS 9.
United 2103. Contact Los Angeles Center 124.2. Have a good day.
Set the better minimums. Zulu. And throw the minimums into this one. It's going to be 217. Cool. So that's all set. We are outfitted with FLS, so we'll get our ILS push buttons on. Make it a good auto brake low. And those engines, see how the engines are kind of surging? I hear that if you go into selected speed,
United 2372.
it helps a lot with that.
Contact Las Vegas approach 125.025. Have a good flight.
But it does not appear to be. So we'll go back into managed. It's a little bit bumpy, so we'll get that seatbelt sign back on. Watch it up there. Bing.
Skywest 5553, Los Angeles Center, radar contact.
I mean, Denver is a good 50 miles from here. I don't think my truck can drive that.
Southwest 1331.
But what if you
Los
moved?
Angeles Center, radar contact.
What if you lived closer?
Spirit Wings 121. Contact Los Angeles Center 134.6.
Did you know Fanta has zero sugar drink? I did not.
4.65, Spirit
I
Wings
did not.
121, take care.
It might not be a good thing, but
Los Angeles Center, Spirit
I am
Wings
one of those people
121,
that
climbing
I will
Raider
not
2,
touch a
flight level
sugar-free
260.
drink. If the sugar version tastes a lot better. So like last night, me and Crystal picked up food, went to our friend's house. We all ate together, and they all had Coke Zeros. I had Coke. To me, Coke Zero tastes like asshole compared to Coke. Good day, sir. This is 2020. It's great to see you, man. Hope you're doing well, Steve. Yeah, 2020. I'm still just having too many issues with 24 where all the airports that are in my community folder are 24 compatible, and yet, and I zoom way out, and sometimes it just sits there and it spins and never loads in. So far 2020 is just a lot more reliable, plus I got chase plane, so I've been doing the bulk of my flying in 2020. But it makes me sad because I do love, like, I think 24 looks a lot better, but so far we're sticking with 2020. I would like to do a 777 stream after this. I don't know if I'm gonna have the time, but if I do, I would like to do it in 24. See if we can even make that happen. We'll probably fly out of the new Seattle in a Delta 777. Fly, I don't know, somewhere. Phone is going ham.
United 2294 Los Angeles Center radar
Work
contact.
emails.
American 2953 Los Angeles Center, expect Cruiser 1, runway 8. Delta 901, contact Albuquerque Center 125.25.
Huh. United Airlines reportedly plans to cancel approximately 10% of its daily flights from Newark starting this weekend. The decision stems from outdated FAA technology failures and a significant shortage of air traffic controllers, with over 20% reportedly absent from the Newark facility. These issues have led to widespread delays, diversions, cancellations, prompting the U.S. Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy to propose a plan next week aimed at overhauling the nation's aging air traffic control infrastructure. Well, it ain't just that either. Newark has a lot of construction going on right now, and that's actually doing more problems than the technology. They're in basically a rolling ground delay program every single day because of the construction, and then the staffing will hurt on top of that. I'm in debt, so I can't move to Denver or anything. Ah, gotcha. Yeah, try to get that stuff paid off, and then maybe you can. Because eventually, one day, you're going to have to move out, you know. But ride that train as long as you can, let me tell you.
Contact Los Angeles Center 128.15.
If I would still live with my parents if I could. But also, aside from getting out of my hometown, where there's not a whole lot of opportunity, I never really cared to move out from my parents. Like, my parents are cool as shit. So, like, it was never a problem living with my parents. Let's see about sign back off. I always enjoyed it. My parents and I are like, we're the kind, like, we go to the beach and we all get hammered together. So let's see. So some of the things that y'all may or may not have noticed in this livery, we have a log book. That's all you can do with it, but you got a log book, so that's kind of cool. We got this little piece of paper here that would go in between the throttles. Obviously, it looks a little bit more natural when the throttles are in idle. Nothing really on that. We have an interactive checklist on both sides of the airplane. And this is I can confirm this is a real world. It's an older version, but all of the items are current. But it's a real world Spirit Airlines checklist, which is pretty dope. We got some food here on the tray table. Now, when you're at below 25,000 feet, you'll have just a Starbucks coffee and the phone. The other cool thing that I can confirm is this Crew Central app that is on here. That is real. That is how we book our jump seats and a few different things in the real world. And then, as y'all already saw, we've got the minion sunscreens, and you can put sunscreens on each window. Kind of shade things up. Now what I find cool is you do actually see the shadow and like a little bit of shading versus, now watch, like if you see this bit of sunlight here, right, it's shaded. If you pull up this, nothing happens. So it's cool to actually have some real shade. And then one other thing that I found, if you come over here and you click this little wastebasket, it will not replace, but it adds a little thing over the avionics to kind of try to make it look like CRT screens. So you can kind of see that. You can still tell it's LEDs, but if you like some retro Airbuses, that is something you can do. You know, it's sad though because the FO does not get food. Yeah, you can sit here and eat some spaghetti and a roll and some dessert and a salad. We've got Coke. It's pretty neat. And as far as these, like you can still flip these down, but if you do the other sunscreens, it will pop those. It'll get rid of those. Jim, just got back from vacation. That's awesome, man. I'm sure it sucks being back home. Hopefully you had a good time. Tyler, yes, this is the Fenix. Fenix 321. They tried to send me around again. I said nope, landed anyway. Hell yeah, I'd have done the same thing. They're telling everyone to stay away from Newark. Yeah, it's been pretty bad. For example, I think it was yesterday. So, like Friday going into, Thursday night going into Friday at 1 a.m. Eastern Time, Newark canceled their ground delay program. If you're not aware what a ground delay program is, it's basically they assign wheels up times to all departures going to, well, depending on the scope and all that kind of stuff, but basically they assign departure times to all Newark bound flights so they can sequence the traffic to deal with any volume, weather, whatever the case. So they canceled that at 1 a.m. Now this past week that I worked, Newark GDP times were averaging above 200 minutes. I saw one day we were up to 257 minutes. That's like 4.2 hours of delay. That's average delay that everybody is experiencing. So at 1 a.m. they canceled the ground delay program. At 5 a.m. they reinstated it. So it's going to be an everyday thing while the construction's going on. When the construction's complete, because I think they're resurfacing a runway, when the construction's complete, it'll get better, but the technology and all that stuff is still a problem. I would relocate to Orlando just because I'm over the cold and Florida has laws that are pew-pew friendly. Yep. Yes, they do. And Texas as well. Texas is a bit more pew-pew friendly. The Spirit actually, yeah, well, it's not something that all the airplanes have, but there is a captain out there who does this. Or this one. That's the Spirit Captain. That's his own little sunscreens.
65, contact Moffett Lawn Center 128.3. See you.
So we got a car's message. 16-minute delay. Kiss my ass. Oh, yesterday, or day before yesterday, I had to jump seat up to Detroit to check out our backup OCC location to make sure everything is working. And we were in a 321 CO, and our auto thrust was deferred. Our auto thrust was deferred. We were downgraded to a Cat 2 only, so we couldn't shoot any Cat 3 approaches. And we had one thrust reverser in op as well. So that was fun to observe. Maybe since I'll be working at G2 Secure Staff, I can come visit you down in Florida. Very possible. Do you get flight benefits through them?
Descend via Lucky 1 arrival. San Diego landing runway 27, altimeter 29er.
Descend via Lucky 1 arrival, San Diego landing runway 27, altimeter 29er, Spirit Wings 121.
Bottom altitude's 5,000 feet.
American 296, contact Los Angeles Center 3465. Have a good day.
Let's brief it up real quick. So cleared descend via the Lucky 1 arrival. Coming through at level. So here, we're going to follow all this stuff all the way down to bottom altitude at or above 5,210 at Lindy. From Lindy, we can expect to join the RNAV runway 27. So looking at 12-20 effective 26th December 2024. It's RNAV, final approach course 275, intercept the glide path at 2,000. Decision altitude 624, touching zone elevation 17 feet, MSA is 5,400 feet. Transition level is 18,000 as always. We have a very non-standard descent glide path angle of 3.5 degrees. Minimum is 607 feet. It's a mile and a half. Is that better? Let me look at the other one. Yeah, it's better than this LNAV only. Let's see, current weather. They had kind of a broken layer earlier. Woo! Yeah. So currently winds are variable at 5 knots, 10 statute miles, few at 800, overcast at 1800. If that few at 800 turns into broken 800, that's going to put the ceilings 200 feet above the minimums, which is still not a problem, but it's definitely close. So we got the mins to shoot the approach, so no problem there. Runway 27, we got high intensity runway lights, centerline lights, approach lights, touchdown zone lights, Pappy on the right, runway's grooved, RVRs reporting. On the Pappy, it's got a 3.5 degree glide path as well. It is unusable from 5 degrees left to right of centerline. It's 200 feet wide. We'll land's gonna be a left-hand turnoff, and we'll go park wherever the hell we want to. So with that said, we got both ILS push buttons selected, auto brake low, flaps full reverse thrust.
American 2880, contact Los Angeles Center 13.
And we missed our top of drop. Prog page, 1,300 feet high. Get all this stuff cleared out. See, now that we're back below 250, now it's just a coffee cup and a Spirit phone.
Alaska 693, Los Angeles Center. Delta 1656, Los Angeles Center, good day.
Go ahead and get that seatbelt sign on. And ladies and gentlemen from the cockpit, we have begun our initial descent into the San Diego area. Looks like we'll be on the ground in about the next 20 minutes. As always, I want to thank you for flying Spirit Airlines. I greatly appreciate your patronage. Platoon speed clear cabin for arrival. Beep beep. Oh. Whoa. Did we have a troll come in? I haven't had a troll in forever. Yep. Fucking troll. Whoever sniped the troll, thank you. Oh, Silky Smooth is in the house. How's it going, wrong side? Silky Smooth here. Glad to see you're enjoying the livery. Hopefully, it's up to NKS spec. So Cameron, it is very much up to spec. I am incredibly impressed. I don't know why we're frozen right now. I'm incredibly impressed with a couple things. One, I am impressed with how you've got Crew Central on the phone. That is a, I'm sure as you know, that's a real app that we use at Spirit. And then the checklist. Now, this is and you might already know this, it's a slightly older version than what we're currently using, but all of the checklist items are correct. But the checklist that we have now looks ever so slightly different. They got rid of these lines, so they had these lines there to highlight some of the newer items, I believe, when this checklist first came out. And then after some time, when it was no longer new, they removed those lines. And then also the top of it looks a little bit different. Let's see, I've got a couple of them right here. So this one is, oh no, this is an old one. This is actually the one that you've got in there. This current of August 29th, 2022. So this one's a little bit more current. This one's 7th August 2023. I just scribbled out the Spirit on there. But the top of the checklist is ever so slightly different. But aside from that, man, who gives a shit? If you want to like stay uber duper ultra, and I can always send you one. But yeah, dude, fucking love it. What's our altimeter there? Great job. Shaq in the chat actually sent it to me, and I did my first flight with it yesterday. I love the interactive checklist. So much fun. Love that you put the logbook on the dash. Like you kind of get those like pre-flight, vibes. I jump seated into Detroit a couple days ago, and as soon as I walked in, that was the first thing that I noticed. Captain had the logbook out, was checking the logbook. We had a few deferred items, had auto thrust, Cat 2 downgrade, and a thrust reverser deferred. 2999. But I love all of it, man. Keep it up. I had to go and join the FlightSim.to premium so that I could download, just like rage download so many liveries last night. And I know all of them don't have all the features and stuff, but I know some of them it's coming. But again, thank you so much for your hard work. Thank you for showing Spirit some love. It's who I work for, and Spirit, often doesn't get a whole lot of love. So thanks for that, and looking forward to what you got in store in the future. Shaq said, "Not today, Putin." Oh God, that's hilarious. No, if you want to shoot me DM, I can update in future pack. Cool. Yeah, absolutely. Everything else you've got hammered. There's not much else I could think of. Like you've got the decals are spot on. If there's ever any data that you need for an airplane, let me know. I should be able to get it from any of our various systems at work. Let's see. One thing, if you, and again, it's not at all a big deal. We have decals
expect the
And
RNAV
I'll see if
runway
I took some
27
pictures
to
for some
Lindy,
other livery
Spirit Wings
creators.
121.
But I will, if I can find it, I'll send you the picture. We have some decals on the door of the, I think of a fin number. So like, this is, say Yankee. I ain't find no Yankee. That's United. So like, you know, we got the tail number, then you also have the ship number. We call it a fin number. I think it's the fin number that's on the outside of the cockpit door. It'll be up here. I can send you a picture of that. But everything else, man, like, spot on. I wish Fenix would make this like see-through. At least on our fleet, we've got this is see-through, so the flight attendants who are sitting here in the jump seat, they can see through this and watch the passengers. I wish Fenix would do that. But everything else, man, is spot on. I love it. No complaints. But yeah, anything I can find that I have, I'll send it your way. Gordo, just tuning in. How's the checklist moving? And you have window shades? Yeah. So you can actually thank Cameron in the chat. He is the creator. He is Silky Smooth on FlightSim.to. He made all these features in this livery. But yeah, you just click on the checklist, and then when you're done with it, click it again. Same with the windscreens. Got a little interactive piece of paper here when you're on the pre-flight. You will see pilots stick stuff in between the thrust levers. We got some perf numbers down here. I wish Fenix would make the printer work too. Got our logbook. Got our CRT screens if you want them. Spirit doesn't have any CRT screens in our fleet, but Delta does. Some of the legacy carriers definitely do. Some of the older Airbuses they're flying. Sweet, I'll keep that in mind. Thank you. Send me. Yeah, I sure will. Definitely will. And the auto thrust, it was less of an issue than I thought it was going to be. It's 10,000. It's interesting though. In the pre-flight, to deactivate the auto thrust, you have to hold down the instinctive auto thrust disconnect buttons for 15 seconds. And so you hold, I don't know if you got to do one or two, but Captain did both. The interesting part is you have to check the status page because it doesn't ding, it doesn't give you a caution, it doesn't do anything. You just have to check it in the status page to see if it actually disconnected or not. Hello. Thank you much. But other than that, like, once we got to cruise, it was, you know, we every now and then FO was flying. Had to adjust the power ever so slightly, but in the climb, we climbed in selected speed. Airplane was pitching. Oh, and we did an open climb as well. So it was pitching for that speed. So you never had to really adjust the thrust levers. Just kept it in the climb detent, and then at cruise, just set the power and didn't have to touch it very much for not the whole 2-hour flight. But it definitely made things interesting. It was fun to watch them brief it up. The captain was really impressed that I knew off the top of my head that it was the instinctive auto thrust disconnect buttons and not the one on the FCU, and that you hold it for 15 seconds. Because like the FO asked, he was like, "Now what was it I have to do again to deactivate the auto thrust?" And then I spoke up. I don't even know why I spoke up. I was like, "I'm pretty sure it's holding down the auto thrust, the instinctive auto thrust disconnect buttons for 15 seconds." The captain was like, "Yeah, how'd you know that?" I was like, dispatcher, you know, we see that stuff all the time. We actually talked about trying to find a way to get printers to work, maybe in the future. Hey, if you can figure it out, it'd be really cool.
Southwest 1502 call approach. Good day. Altimeter
299er. That's one thing I think with Airbus versus Boeing, at least with like the 320 family versus 73. Obviously Airbus is like 20 years ahead, but
cleared direct Lindy, cross Lindy after above 5,000, cleared RNAV Yankee runway 27.
Cleared direct Lindy, cross Lindy at or above 5,000. Cleared RNAV Yankee runway 27, Spirit Wings 121.
I read direct Lindy already. Slow it down to 210. Yeah, man, Airbus just gets it right, you know. If you have a failure, like an engine failure or something, your checklist per se pops up on the ECAM and disappears when you action each item versus having to pull out like some paper checklist or pull out some on your EFB. Now there's still plenty of stuff that they got to do on the EFB with certain failures. Let's go approach. We'll go ahead and go flaps 1. Dial that speed down to 180. F-Loke star. One hour 46 minutes from flight from so wow. That's nuts. F-Glass up star, F-Loke. Can you ask him to make interactable in-flight crew meals and snacks for the tray table? Yeah, this one's got it. Once you're above 250. Below 250, you get that. You get a phone and a coffee cup. But above 250, you got food and all the things. All right, flaps 2.
Spirit Wings 121, contact Lindbergh Tower 118.3.
Over to Tower 118.3, Spirit Wings 121. Lindbergh Tower, Spirit Wings 121, RNAV Yankee runway 27.
Spirit Wings 121, Lindbergh Tower, wind variable, runway 27 cleared to land.
Runway 27 cleared to land, Spirit Wings 121.
Cleared to land. We'll go gear down, bend speed, arm spoilers. Then flaps 3, speed checks, flaps 3. Flaps full, speed checks, flaps full. Landing checklist. Cabin crews advised auto thrust, speed. Auto brakes, low. ECM landing all green.
2 sides.
There we go. Let's say we're missing something on there. Landing checklist complete. Runways in sight. Start the recording. It might freeze for a second. There you go. Alright, I'll see y'all on the ground.
Delta 725, hold short of 27.
Fly like this down to minimums. Hopefully the glide path is correct. I shot an RNAV into somewhere not long ago and the glide path was like way off. I went to LaGuardia, runway 31. It basically was going to have me in the buildings. Minimums is around 600 feet MSL. bright in my eyeballs. Getting a little high. Correcting.
Approaching 27.
100 above. Minimum 300.
Manual thrust.
200.
Light slope. Light slope. Light slope.
40, 30, 20. Retard. 5.
Ballooned it.
Delta 725, runway 27, line up and wait.
4,000 feet remaining. 3,000 remaining.
Exit left at Bravo 6.
Exit left at Bravo 6, Spirit Wings 121.
Delta 725, Lindbergh Tower, wind variable, fly heading tree 00, runway 27, cleared for takeoff. Spirit Wings 121, contact ground 123.9er.
Ground 123.9er, Spirit Wings 121, take care.
Yep. After landing, exterior lights are set, flaps retracted, TCAS to transponder, engine mode selectors, normal ground spoilers are disarmed, and radar predictive wind shear is off. After landing checklist is complete. Standard request taxi gate. I don't know
Spirit
what gate.
Wings 121, request taxi to the gate.
Spirit Wings 121, welcome to San Diego. Say parking or advise if need assignment.
See, we parked at 16.
Request gate 16, Spirit Wings 121.
Spirit Wings 121, gate 16 taxi via Bravo.
Gate 16 via Bravo, Spirit Wings 121.
Be off to our left, maybe? It's Terminal 1. Yeah. It's 16 Alpha. Let's get this just says Terminal 1 and Terminal 2. I don't know what. Maybe it's this. There we go. Sweet. Alright, brake set. Shutdown 1, shutdown 2. Beacons off. Seatbelt signs off. Ground power. And killed APU. Girl, not the one I want. Stop the recording. And ladies and gentlemen, welcome to San Diego. Now it's not super sunny, but you know there's always still some of that solar activity coming through them clouds. So we're gonna get everything blinded up. Alright, parking checklist. Slides disarmed. Engines off. Seatbelt sign off. Exterior lights are set. Ice protections off. Fuel pumps off. No, they're not. Yellow electric pumps off. Chalk signals received. Park and brake. Now that we've got chalks, turn off the park and brake, and parking checklist is complete.
United 1626, gate 40, taxi via Bravo 5 Bravo.
Shut them up. Beanie Baby Gaming, yes sir, we are going to do a replay. I'm not going to do another leg in this jet. I do want to do a 777 flight. I have not flown the 777-200 yet, so I figure I'll do that for the first time with you guys. Landed with 6.2 on gas. I plan to land at 9.2. Oh yeah, you burned quite a bit of extra there. That's quite the overcast suit. Yeah, a little bit. It was definitely not, well, I guess it was about overcast 1800. There was supposed to be a layer of few 800, but didn't really notice that. Yeah, so I reckon we'll jump into the replay, and then I'll start prepping for the next stream. Reset position. Reset that. We'll get everything back to the way we had it on the approach. Panel states hello. Load it up.
Terrain ahead. Pull up.
We'll get rid of my face. Should do it with the sunshades. All right, we can do that. Oh man, that's such a. I'm just always so impressed with how good the modeling is from Fenix on this airplane. The modeling, the texturing, just everything is so good. They do have something like a PDF with your logo on it with dimensions. Yeah. I've got one with. I got a few I can send to you.
Approaching 27.
The cinematic going over the downtown area is just, Oh, we plopped it on there.
4,000 feet remaining.
Oh, it says 92 feet per minute, so
3,000 remaining.
it's kind of hard to see the sunscreens.
On runway 27. 2,400 feet remaining. Caution! Short
Oh, we
runway.
gotta shut her
Short
up.
runway. Approaching.
That'll be, yeah, they're not super duper visible. A lot more visible from the inside. We'll put the camera on top of that parking garage. And then we'll probably call it a day on this stream and try to get another one fired up real quick, as fast as possible. In the 777, we'll have to set up some views for that one. It'll take just a couple minutes, but and I got to swap out all of my controls from my Boeing stuff, but shouldn't take too long. Hey Cameron, I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much for all of your amazing work on the liveries that you make. And like I said, I was rage downloading them last night. Greatly appreciate it, dude. Glad you enjoyed it, and I will definitely be flying a lot more of your liveries here on the channel. Thank you again. This drone camera is slower than hell. I can speed it up, but no. Let's go speed boost. Doesn't really seem like that much faster. Yeah, I thought they didn't pick up the speed at all. Oh well. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to be it for this stream. Play nuts. Hope you get some good sleep, my friend, and thanks for coming to hang out for a few. But that's gonna be it for this stream. Like I said, I'm gonna go fire up another stream in the 777. We're gonna fly out of the brand new Seattle airport in the Delta livery. Should be a good time. It's gonna take me just a few to get everything going. Like I said, I gotta set up some views. I gotta set up all my Boeing shit. But we'll get us a short flight in on that, and we'll finish things on the stream with a little mixture of some wing views, some flybys, some cinematics. And until next time, which should be quite soon, as always, be good or be good at it. Keep it on the wrong side, and I'll see y'all next time.